Hi. Welcome to the Saturday Chat with Dave. I'm Ashley.
Good day.
Where we're chatting about the song we're doing for the Sunday shout out tomorrow.
Which
is...
We found ourselves into the rain theme. A lot of rain songs.
Yeah, inspired by my glasses, but also by a whole heck ton of rain.
A lot of rain in Tennessee these past couple of weeks. So this week we're doing a retro shout out, which is Have You Ever Seen the Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yep.
Very accessible band. I like them at a very young age. It's probably the first time I heard them, or within reason. Do you remember the first song you ever heard by them?
No. I still find songs that I'm familiar with, and then I find out they're CCR. They're a band that I'm really, like, I love their music, but I haven't sat down and listened to the whole set of songs together. So it's cherry picking them, I guess.
How about their cover of Have You Heard It Through the Grapevine?
I mean, it's a good song. I don't know.
Off the top of your head, you can't remember.
I don't know. No.
It's a good version. It's probably the first version that I heard of it. Yeah. In fact, I think did they write it?
I don't know. This is something that the Google machine knows.
I'm sure they did. It's John Fogerty, a great songwriter, and Have You Ever Seen the Rain is definitely in the category of well-written songs.
I think it really encapsulates sort of our week too, on a personal note, because we have had sun and rain both this week. So we have marked our 25th anniversary, our wedding anniversary. So that's an awesome milestone. So that's our son. And then we lost a friend.
Yeah, a good friend that encouraged us a lot in music. And I think we'll probably visit that later on.
Yeah, we haven't lived in community. We haven't lived in community with him and his wife for a few years, but they're always in our conversation and in our hearts, and to learn that we lost him is
a lot of motivation for what we've done musically through the years.
For sure. Very, very encouraging. Even if he wasn't, like I said, in community with us, the words that he said really clung to our hearts and really put gas in the motor of the music machine, I guess.
It did. For sure.
So wonderful things, sad things, mixed bag, sun and rain all together.
We got back from the Pixie Theater last week.
Yeah.
We had a show in Elkhart, Indiana, which was a great show, and before we even left, one of the, I guess, like, I don't know what you call, like, the Parks and Rec people that were over it has said that they'd already had, he's like, I really wanted to see you guys set and I missed it. I just got here 5 minutes ago. We were packing up.
Oh, yeah, and tragic.
He said that, but he's like, I've already had 3 requests in the 5 minutes that I've been here to have you guys back next year.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was like, exciting.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
To do the Eckhart.
Yes.
Rhapsody Music and Arts Festival in Elkhart, Indiana. Elkhart, Indiana. And then another mix of sun and rain, because we found out the very next day that when we got home, there had been a mass shooting in Elkhart.
Yeah, it wasn't where we were playing. It wasn't in the park where we were. But, I mean, you hear stories. Yeah, you hear these stories all over of... I feel like it's people who've lost their voice and they don't know how to get the attention of, I mean, of course, every story is going to have its nuance and its individual things, but it's tragic. It's tragic on several sides that someone got to the point where they thought taking life was the answer, and that people were in the line of fire of these individuals. It's tragic all the way around. It's terrible.
Of tensions.
Yes.
A lot of tensions that, in the world lately. But one thing that doesn't have a lot of tension is this song. It's very, like, for a rain song, it's very happy. I find it's a happy song. It makes me smile, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I think it actually asks an honest question. Have you ever seen the rain on a sunny day? I don't know that I thought of this that individual question until I had heard the song. So, yes, of course, I've seen the rain on a sunny day, and it's amazing, and it gives a different vibe, like actually experiencing rain on a sunny day.
If you take it as a metaphor, have you experienced like a sadness on an otherwise happy day? Yes. You know, like this week we've talked about. And, you know, the question that I'm burning for is out of the CCR songs, the CCR rain songs, because there's so many rain songs. Like we've done Led Zeppelin's Rain song. We've done this song. Last week we did Feels Like Rain, which was great. I really enjoyed doing that. The John Hyatt song. Yeah. But out of the two, and they may have more. I can think of two off the top of my head, the CCR songs about rain. Which one do you prefer? Have You Ever Seen the Rain, which we did today, or Who Will Stop the Rain?
Have You Ever Seen the Rain, for me.
And can you think of who will?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the rain?
I think I always liked the other one a tad bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
What about it? Can you?
I don't know. I like the sentiment of, but I wonder, still I wonder. You know, who will stop the rain?
Yeah.
I like the sentiment of that line.
I think it's. I mean, I'd have to sit down with the lyrics to really give you an honest answer because that's the bit that sticks in one's head, right? The chorus part. So without the context of the rest of the lyrics, which I haven't actively listened to in a while, I couldn't honestly answer, I guess.
Yeah, I like them both. I like this. Actually, strangely enough, even though we've played this song dozens, if not hundreds of times through the years, it's actually grown on me more and more. I actually like it. It's one of those songs that I think it doesn't really get old. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
To me.
Well, so a little bit of SugarLimeBlue Sunday shout out trivia here. Do you remember where on the list?
I think it was number 2 or 3.
It's 3. We did this as our 3rd shout out ever.
Yeah.
And then we also did it. So this is a rarity because we don't usually.
It's a double redo, but we've had a lot of refinements in our recording process.
Yeah. So we also did it number 244, which was still 8 years ago.
And did we do the very number 3? Was it just the 3 of us? I mean, the 2 of us.
I mean, the video's not still up. I think it was such a poor recording that we actually pulled that video down
because we would try to record outside, and
it was a lot.
Even like crickets and stuff would interfere with the phone technology, because phone technology making recordings, for anybody that hasn't really tried it, but it has a
it's also phone technology 12 years ago.
Well, it also has a function that wants to
cancel out certain sounds.
Noise cancel in favor of voice. Yes. So sometimes, like if there's certain frequencies that insects
such
make,
as crickets,
or breezes,
locusts,
like they will cancel, but it will cancel other frequencies as well, or it will make things like sound awkward. So depending on what type of phone you're using and how you're recording, it can be quite challenging.
Yeah,
for sure. But we had some good ones back in the day too. And of course, I love our setup now and the stuff that we're doing. So, and hey, gave us a while to get more comfortable with the song.
Right. So,
but,
do you know
we haven't played it for years?
Like pulling back around to CCR, do you know what Creedence Clearwater Revival stands for? Like where the name originated?
I probably have heard it in the past, but please enlighten us.
I was just curious because nobody's named Creedence Clearwater in the band, right? It's sort of a Pink Floyd sort of situation. Like, where is this even coming from? So I believe it was either John or Tom had a friend. I think it was Tom had a friend named Creedence, and there was an Olympia beer commercial that said Clearwater in the commercial. And they had taken a 2-year hiatus because 2 of the band members had to go to war. Actually, they were called to war. So when they kind of recongealed, Creedence beer commercial revival, because they got back together. They got the band back together. So that's where it was born. Yeah.
I wonder if they did like a party at our house and they had the beer there and they revived the band. That would be kind of cool.
I don't know.
They revived the band.
I don't know. It's interesting though, right? Yeah.
It's a good name.
It's interesting.
It's a good name. They had some great albums. through the years.
This was so. Have you ever seen The Rain? Was on their 6th album.
Yeah, they were pretty prolific. They were pretty productive.
Yeah, I think they released like something like 3 albums in 1 year. It was a lot.
When you think about how many hits they had, I mean, like if it was only over a course of a couple albums, then they would have been like obnoxiously successful for their output. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I think they have like 2 greatest hits albums. Like, so
it's wild. Well, and I guess I knew, but without knowing, and doing a little bit of research, that they have brothers in the band, which I thought probably that they did. Yeah. And there's a lot of bands that have siblings.
Too,
they did.
Like Oasis.
And they never reconciled. They never reconciled.
The Black Crowes.
Yeah. So when Tom passed away, evidently John gave the eulogy, and he lamented that they had never reconciled. But he was able to evidently say some things in the course of the eulogy that he just was sad not to have been able to deliver in life.
Goes to show you need to mend those bridges now.
Mend them bridges. Like let's not set matches to things.
Just don't have the rift, and then you ain't got to mend the bridge.
Sometimes, you get 2 really strong personalities. Sometimes. It's really hard. I understand that it can be really difficult to navigate. But I've seen some family rifts that have not only healed but become really strong because that rift was there and they missed the time together.
A lot of times though, it's the tension in the band that makes it great, right?
Speaking musically, I think so. Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with like an angsty form of music.
But I don't think CCR is really angsty though so much.
No, I do.
Do you really?
Think about songs like "Fortunate Son."
Okay, I'd say more political than angsty.
Run Through the Jungle. At the time, like, what did you like? We're talking about like 60s.
60s, early 70s. What did they break up in 72? I think
it was pretty early. Angsty for their time. That's to me, you know.
Well, if you're thinking in the context of their time,
well, I think a lot of the
I'm thinking of like
I think a lot of the angst in the 60s was politically motivated.
I think so too. I'm just thinking about angsty music like as I was growing up, more of the grunge sort of scene. Like it's a harder musical bend to it, I guess.
They were also differently in some of this kind of did, like if you think of like the Run Through the Jungle and Fortunate Son and even like Born on the Bayou to some extent, like to me it carries a little bit of just angst for change and wanting things different,
Yeah, I guess it's
kind of not unhappy with the status quo.
I think it's probably the age old.
A lot of to me, the angst is just like a reaction to the status quo, So like I think there's like a lot of even though you don't see it in the music as much today, there's definitely a lot of angst in society of like the push and pull.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But anyhow.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for the Saturday chat. We'll see you tomorrow for the Sunday shout out.
Drop a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite CCR song is. Maybe we'll have to hit it soon.
Yeah. And which Rain song by CCR do you prefer?
Yeah.
I'm going to go study some lyrics and see which one I truly prefer.
Get back to me.
So, yeah.
You guys have a good week. Thank you for joining us.